everyone, it's Julia. This week I am working on some tank tops. Just wanted to get a few more summery things in my made up. So my summer shop opens in just a few weeks. It's the Memorial weekend, so it's closing in on me. This particular tank top that I'm working on is an brand Enza. I purchased these wholesale through a company called One Stop, and I'll link it down below for you if any of you else are doing, different bazaars or craft shows or anything like that. The Enza brand is exclusive to One Stop, so you can't get these anywhere else. But this idea that I'm doing, I think you can do on any, like if you might have a tank top in your own closet or thrift a tank top, or you do not of course need the Enza. This is a new tank top to them. I like it. It does have a curved front and back, a little bit longer, and it's a nice weight. It's 60 cotton, 40 poly, and it has a nice coverage too, which I like. The under the pits aren't super long, and anyway, I do like the fit of it. This color is, it's like a burnt orange maybe, or like a brick color possibly. And I'm going to do a stencil on it and then add some flowers with fabric and appliques. This particular stencil, if you've watched my channel for a while, I've used it a lot. I love it. And the last time I checked, Amazon did have this back in stock. So you might want to check, and again, I'll link that down below. But check back too, because they've been out of it, but then they got it back in, and it is the Craft Treat is the brand of it. And it's called the Flower Girl, and there's even like the number there. And again, I'll link that down below. So that is the stencil I'm going to be using. Also, someone gifted this stencil to me, but I think it's like a Dollar Tree. It's the Crafter's Square. And again, I will link, if I can find information on it, I'll link that down below for you too. But it has these: be brave, be you, be kind, be happy. And I thought that I would maybe do the be happy on a piece of, this is just like a polka dot, but it's just a cream colored. And then I'm going to try to incorporate it into somewhere, maybe in the hair or something. I do have this particular fabric. I have some of the flowers already cut out that I'm going to be working with for the hair. I have no idea what this was. This is what it looks like now. I still have some of the Heat and Bond light on the back side of it, so I will be cutting out more of these. I think I've got 5 of these tank tops to do in different sizes. I'm working on the medium right now. And then also I've got this little fabric with these wonderful butterflies, and I thought maybe I would cut one out and just have it just fluttering above the hair. This too, I'll probably add some Heat and Bond light to the back side of it. It's just easier to cut that way and easier to stick it on and all that good stuff. For the stencil, I am going to be using my ink pad. This is a permanent palette. It's washable, it's waterproof. I'll again link it down below for you. This happens to be a Tim Holtz one, and it has the 4 different colors in it. I'm going to try to go for this color, which is the Vintage Photo. And if that doesn't show up, I'll have to switch to the Ground Espresso, just to get, so you can see the face a little bit better, the outline of the face. And then I'll go in and I'm going to just do the fun stuff on the hair. And I'll free motion stitch probably the appliques on, and I'll show you all that and kind of just create this one as we go. So I'm going to get started, and I'm going to get started with the stenciling first. I'm using the oval makeup brushes. I love these for stenciling. You can control, it's just, I don't know, it's just easy to use. You can get them in different sizes. I'll link these down below as well. And you can also use paint, of course, like craft paint. Acrylic paint is washable, and you can use that on stencils. But I really love using the ink pads. It seems like it's just not as messy and easier to control. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get going on that, and I'm going to take you along. I'm just peeking to see if I can see it, and it's pretty faint. So I am going to go in with the darker, making sure I get everything lined up again. And I'm going to go in with the darker brown color. There, I do like that. The darker color just shows up a bit better. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lay the flowers out just to form the hairline. I'm going to start to remove the paper on the back. Before I iron this into place, I do want to add, just going to see if this will fit. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I am going to give it a whirl. This is the Be Happy, and I'm going to be using this archival ink. This is Ranger, and this is the red the red geranium. And again, this is the waterproof permanent ink. Also going to use one of those makeup brushes. This is just a smaller size. I think I might go in with a green for that vine thing around it. I'm just going to grab that. I think I have a kind of an olive green color. Yeah, this one, it's called Fern Green. I'm going to switch out for another makeup brush. Oh yeah, I really like how that turned out. I'm going to cut this out, and then I think first of all, I'm going to put a little bit of paperback adhesive. I'm going to use Heat and Bond Light and put it on the back of this, and also put a little bit on the back of one of these butterflies, and just kind of play around with one of these butterflies and maybe have it just up on top somewhere. I'm going to take my scissor and fussy cut both of these little pieces out. And it's just too big. So I'm going to cut the words out and see if I can just get those in her hair. I thought I could put it down here, but that looked really silly. Okay, I'm going to try it over again and just try to get this laid out. So much of it is just trial and error. Just have to just work with it, see what works. I really like this in the center of her forehead. So I'm going to try to keep that. And I like the little leaves hanging down. Almost looks like earrings or just like a headdress type of a look. And I think I'm going to stick the butterfly over here to balance that. Okay, I'm going to take this out and see if I can just maybe add some little flowers in here instead. There, I like that. I'm going to stick my pressing mat underneath this, and then I'm going to iron this on. This is just a stitch and tear stabilizer that I'm going to be putting in between my layers before I stitch those flowers on. This is a pretty, it just needs a little bit of something, just so my stitches don't stretch or the fabric doesn't stretch. And this, I'll link my stitch and tear down below as well, but this is, once it's sewn, I can gently tear the big pieces away. And then it pretty much disappears once it's laundered. It'll really loosen up, or it's not so stiff once it's laundered. And I'm going to set the camera up by my sewing machine Someone gave me this big spool of brown thread. So I am going to use my cone holder. And I think I'm going to use that. Then you'll really be able to see some of the stitching in there. And yeah, that's what I'm going to use. The bottom thread is just going to be, in the bobbin is going to be bobbin thread. And I think I'm just going to use a white for that, the bobbin thread. I do have my feed dog stropped, and I put my darner foot or my free motion foot on. I did open up my throat too and just slid this underneath my open arm. I don't, whatever you want to call that thing. And then I'm ready to go. Like I said, I've got that brown thread on. I have just regular bobbin thread and the bobbin. I'm going to outline these flowers, and then I'm going to just do some detail on the inside. And I'll probably go around things twice. This is raw edge applique, and yeah, some of it's going to fray if, you know, the edges. I mean, it just adds texture. I just did a couple stitches back and forth, and then I'm going to cut my thread and then continue on. Got all my stitching done. And now I'm going to gently tear away the big parts of this paper. And I'll share some pictures at the end, but I also have another color of tank top that I'm going to show you, and with a different design. I'm just going to do another quick little stencil design on a different color for you. The next tank top is the same brand, the same style. It's in this citrusy colors, and I'm going to be using one of my bicycle stencils. And you've seen me use this before too if you've watched my videos, and I'll link this down below as well. What I'm going to use on this is, again, my archival inks. I'm going to do the bicycle all in blue, even the seat and the everything, the tires. And then the basket I'm going to do in this called Orange Blossom. And I'm not going to do the balloons. And the flowers, I'm going to add fabric. So that's going to be the same little applique. I found this particular fabric that, and some of the oranges on here, I think will look really cute. I don't need to cut out much because I'm just going to put in the basket and a little bit right here too. Maybe a couple down by the wheels. So I'm going to get going, and I'm going to start doing the stencil first. This is called Cornflower, I believe. Yeah, Cornflower Blue, and it does have a lot of gray in it. It's looking pretty gray. It's got some blue in it though too. Sometimes, just depending upon what the base fabric color is, you're going to get a little bit different results. And I'm going to continue on with the blue. Here's what this part looks like. Now I'm on to that orange color, which is called Orange Blossom, for the basket. Just going to get this lined up again. And there we go. I'm going to add some flowers. I've ironed on some Heat and Bond light on the back side of this fabric, but I wanted to just to say that this is a Laura Heine fabric. This is the Bouquet, and this is I'll put the number down below for you as well. Don't know if this is still available. I've had it for quite a while. but she does a lot of collage quilting, and so her line of fabric has a lot of cool elements in it. So check her fabric out. A lot of different quilt shops are going to carry it. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that. I'm going to go ahead and cut some of these out, and then I'm going to just arrange it on my bicycle. I'm leaving it quite simple. Just added a little bit of a bouquet in the basket on top of the back of the seat. This piece of fabric has a bunch of these little circle flowers on it, and I cut a few out, and I put one on each of the wheels right in the center. Added one down here, and that's going to be it. I'm going to give this a remove the paper, give it a quick press, and I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and stitch it the same as I did the other one, just add some details and do some thread doodling on it. I'm going to be sharing some pictures at the end, some close-ups, and just to give an idea of what they look like. Otherwise, that is it. Thank you for joining me today. I will be probably doing a couple more of these videos coming up with just things that I'm working on for my little shop. Have to film when I can and have to get the work done. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope you have a chance to create this week. Bye for now.